At work in the early days, Stan Jones used to drive into our workshop nearly every day.
This is Baker Street?
He's in Baker Street.
Yep.
We're at 52 Baker Street, Richmond. That's where engineering shop. And another person coming down that back lane, John Carrol used to bring his Rolls Royce in, and he had two Rolls Royces, and I remember one day we heard this clatter coming down the laneway, and we all stopped and looked. It was a really raucous noise, and in Joe drove John Carrol in his nice Rolls Royce, making a noise, and got him to switch it off straight away. And he said, "I've just come back from having it serviced, and it started making a noise." So we checked it, and there was no oil in it. I can't remember whether some plug was left off or just hadn't been filled up with oil. So Dad rang up, I think it was Callow Faulkner, that was a Rolls Royce dealer in South Melbourne, and he knew the foreman quite well. And he said, you've just serviced the car and there's no oil in it and it's making a hell of a noise. What would you like us to do? Put some oil in it and send it back? He said, no, just tell him to come straight back. Rolls Royces can run without oil. And we all just shook our head.
Can they?
And I think he had to put a brand new motor, complete new motor in the Rolls Royce. But
He owned the Princess Theatre.
He owned the Princess Theatre in Spring Street.
Yep.
So I think it's still going. I think it's still there now.
Yeah, stunning building.
I went to America a few times and I met a few movie stars. I went down and had breakfast, and at this little bar, you sit down, it's like a bar. You don't go into anything, you sit on the outside. And I ordered some breakfast, and a guy came up and sat beside me with these glasses and everything on, and we started chatting. And he took his glass off. It was David Soul from Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, cool.
And he turned out to be a really nice guy. And another one, my wife and I went to Hollywood, and I was in at the MGM or somewhere like that, and I was having a urinating in the toilet there, and a guy come in, and he just splattered urine everywhere. Nearly got my shoes, and I had a go at him. I told him to get his direct line and whatever. Anyway, we nearly had a punch up. He didn't like being told that. And when we come outside, my wife said, "Oh, that's Robert Konrad." And they made, put her arm around him and took photos, and that bastard nearly pissed on my feet. So that was that. I went to South Africa, went to Swaziland, and I met the King of Swaziland, King Mzwadi III, and I went over there with a delegation of other people to talk to the government officials about an iron ore facility over there, and they took me over to talk to the officials, and I had a photo taken with the King and these other guys by the Prime Minister of Swaziland. So he was Prime Minister, took our photos with my camera. And then talking to the King, there was a monolith. They got a monolith over there, a bit smaller than Ayers Rock. And I jokingly said to him, he's a bit of a character. I jokingly said to him, you should you put this up as a tourist attraction. And I tongue in cheek, I said, you bore a hole through the front there, and then bore a hole straight up. You can put a cafeteria and a rail around there. People go up there and look from the top of the rock. And he in seriousness, he turned around and said, "You do it." So I didn't know how to get out of that, but I just said we'll talk about it later. Anyway, we went and hunted, and it was sad that he's got a big iron factory or an iron mine there, an open cut, and apparently his father went to Japan, and they had the rights to taking the mining the iron ore out of Swaziland. Anyway, when the father, King Mswati II, I don't know, his Mswati III's father went to Japan, and here's this great big pile of dirt, like a mountain, and there was Swaziland, and the king cracked the wobbly over it, and he shut the mining down, and stopped it. Just put a halt to it, and wouldn't let it happen anymore. And now this king wanted to get his people become a bit prosperous and start mining it again. Yeah. So, but keep it in Swaziland, and they've got a whole lot of coal over there. The mountains all around Swaziland is just full of coal apparently, and there was a bit of a problem. South Africa supplied their electricity, and they were told in a year or 2 years' time that if they didn't do something about it, they wouldn't have any power. So there was another deal that they tried to talk to these guys about. One was an engineer that could set up a
Generator.
Set up a generator and generate to Swaziland.
Yep.
Who else have I met?
You spoke about the prince.
Sorry?
You spoke about the prince from...
Oh, yeah, and there was... we went to a convention there, and there was this huge guy, must have been about 6'8", 6'9", all dressed in a robe with a big pole, and his wife was beside him, looked the same, and I couldn't help but stare at him. And he looked at me and smiled, and he comes straight over, and he said, "You must be a movie star." Yeah, I wish. Anyway, we started chatting, and he was Prince Godefroid, I think it is Godefroid, and Princess Mytale, and he was from Burundi. And he said that his family had been wiped out, and he was there for King Mswati III in exile. Yeah, and we met. He asked where I was staying, and the hotel I stay at, all the police chiefs and everything go there for a drink afterwards. So every night we had a drink with the ministers and the police chiefs, and Prince Godfrey came, and we chatted. We became quite friendly, and he asked where I came from. And I said, Mywordsmytale in Australia. And he said, I'd like to visit there. And I thought yeah, well, then I thought, he's going to want us to pay for him to come over here and stay, but it would be good to have a prince come over, prince from over there to stay and look around. And then I think near the final days of when I was leaving, I was there for a couple of months, he said to me, I've been invited back to Burundi to take over as king. They want me to take the throne, and wow. He said, what do you think? And I said, oh, look, I can't say, I don't know the background, and whether you're safe over there or not. You're obviously in exile here, but you can't go back to your country. Now all of a sudden they want you to. And I said, it'd be good if you became king. And in the back of my mind, I was saying, a prince in Mywordsmytale, and now a king in Mywordsmytale, that'd be good.
Yep.
And I didn't give him any advice at all. I just said good luck. When we were leaving, I said good luck with what you do, and keep in touch. I had he didn't have a phone, but had Princess Mytale's mobile number.
Yep.
And where I could ring them up. Anyway, I got back home, and I think only a week or 2 weeks later, he was dead. He went back there, and he was poisoned.
Wow.
So I don't know whether you call it assassination or something, but
it would have to be, wouldn't it?
they got him out. So I don't know where she I don't know whether she went with him, but I think she stayed in Swaziland.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened there. Her phone went dead. I tried to ring, phone went dead, and everything.
Yeah.
So
Did he have kids, or
sorry,
did he have kids?
I don't think so. No, there was no kids ever that I met, but it was at the pubs and conventions and that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's
But a lovely man, a really lovely man. It was very, very, very tall. I've got some pictures of him there, and the missus at that thing with the big gowns on.
yeah.
The big pole.
Oh, that's gut wrenching, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very sad. So nothing I could do or contact anyone or anything. So.